Thank you for coming to my channel. This is Rick's Garage, and today we're building from iXO Collections the Willys Jeep, Pack 9, stages 41 to 45. Now I put a link in the descriptions and a QR code on screen that will take you right on over to iXO Collections if you'd like to get this for yourself. So without any further ado, let's get started. Okay, in stage 41 it looks like we've got our first seat cover and some supports. So let's get these out and get started. Okay, I'm going to bring the chassis over just a moment. And these supports are supposed to go underneath the chassis like this, and they are going to raise it up off the ground. Put one on the other side as well. So they kind of go underneath the chassis, and in this particular case they actually raise the wheels off the ground. What it's supposed to do is that as you're screwing parts down onto the chassis, it's supposed to prevent the chassis from bending. I think they're more of a nuisance than they are of a help. I'm not going to use them because even when you have this and you're screwing around, this is going to wobble around and these things are just going to fall off like you saw right there. So, but that's what those are for, but I don't think I'm going to be using them. Okay, so I'm going to bring over our floor pan here and our first seat, and we have this cushion backing. The material is kind of a cloth, heavy-duty cloth type material. I call it a sailcloth. If you've ever built a sail ship, that's the kind of material that this is in. And it's glued onto the back of this plastic part right here. But if you look really, really close, you'll see that there are screw indentations along up here. We have 4 up here, and we have 3 on the side. And they are going to correspond to the screw holes that are right down here. So what we're going to do is that there are 2 holes here that are going to go over these lugs on this chair, and we're going to push that in just like that so it's nice and firm. And then we're going to take a screw, which is an EM screw, and we're going to screw through that hole into the back of the chair. And we're going to do it very carefully because you can actually strip those screws, and they can also go right through the material. So you want to be very careful as you're screwing them in. And then we're going to go down the sides. Now the one thing that is kind of sort of like bothering me is that when you screw the 2 sides down, you have this little bit of a lip right here. And that's kind of a sloppy way of doing it. I'm going to see if I can't try to fold these down to where that's more of a neater way of doing that, because in real life, as the soldiers are going in and out of the truck, can you imagine their gear catching on that? So this is not cut properly, and if you look on the instructions, you'll also notice too that the material that they have on the instructions is more of a V shape. This is more of just a slight cut at an angle, but on screen it's more of a V shape, which makes more sense, and that would actually get rid of this little bulge right here. So I don't know if what we have on the instructions is a demo model, a pre-released model that they were using to make the instructions or not, or this is just made wrong. I don't know. But I'm going to do whatever I can to try to get rid of that bulge. So let me get this on, come back, and I'll show what that looks like. Okay, that's our seat in, or at least the back cushion on. And what I decided to do to make these corners a little bit more neater is all I did was I just applied a little bit of super glue up around those corners and also along the edges to make that a little bit more neater looking. And that worked out perfectly. So that's how I was able to solve that problem. I think the design of this seat backing is horrible. I think they could have done a lot better job on how to design that in order to get this cushion to be attached. But it is what it is, and that's how I got mine on. And that's all there is to do in that stage. Okay, in stage 42, looks like we do the seat. So let's get this open and bring over our floor pan that we've been working on. Okay, to install this, there is a lug right here that's going to go into the hole right back into here. I don't know if you can see it on camera or not, but there is a lug hole right there. And then on this side over here, there's a screw hole. So we need to align that lug into that hole, as well as a screw hole here, and we're going to secure this in with an HP screw. Okay, there's our seat in. Moves up, and it can move down. Just like that. Okay, and that's all there is to do in that stage. Okay, in stage 43, we start to work on our passenger seat. So let's get this out. First thing that we want to do is take our right seat mounts, which are these mounts right here, and they are metal. And just to make sure that we put them in the right way, this screw hole here is going to go into that hole, and then you have a locating lug. Whoops. It's going to go in just like that. And then you have the other one that's going to go in just like this. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to take our mount and we want to fix them onto the legs of the chair just like that. And we're going to secure that in with a DM screw. And those support brackets are in. Next we place our chair on our floorboard. We're going to turn it over. We're going to secure those in with 2 DM screws. You get one in, we'll get the second one in, and get them both nice and tight. There's that one, and then I'll tighten this one up over here as well. Okay, that's in. And that's our chairs, and that's all there is to do in that stage. Okay, I had a problem with my microphone and also with the video as well when I started to do stage 44. I'm going to combine 44 and 45 into one stage. And that's because in 44 we put the back seat cushion on, and then in 45 we put the seat cushion on to our passenger seat. And since that's basically a duplicate of what we've already done over here, I decided to just do one stage for both the backing and the seat. The only difference between these two assemblies is that with this one here, we secure this from underneath with a JP screw. Okay, I found it a lot easier to mount the seats or the cushions on the seat with the seat removed from the floor pan. It was just way too difficult, and it was moving back and forth a lot and causing these screws to loosen up. So I went ahead and removed it and got the cushions on. Now the cushion here in stage 45 is just a plastic bottom, and we have one single screw, a JP screw, underneath that secures the top cushion right here, or the seat cushion, into place. So I'm going to go ahead now and replace this seat onto the floor pan, and we'll be right back. Okay, our passenger seat has been reattached and our cushions are in. In my opinion and thoughts on the cushions, I think that these could have been designed a lot better than they were. The design that they have, where they have the pre-printed screw hole indications on the fabric, in my particular build, on my parts that I received, those holes or those indents did not match up with the screw holes that are on the frame of the seat. So that was a problem. The way that I was able to do it was that I used my tweezers, pointed tweezers, went through the fabric and tried to make a little bit of a hole so I can guide my screw through the fabric and into the frame of the seat. That was the only way I was able to get these in. The other problem was that I've already shared with you is that once these are all screwed in, these corners are not neat. They don't wrap around, and so I ended up gluing those ends down. I just think the whole thing could have been designed a lot better. But they're in, and that's how it looks, and that's all there is to this stage, and that's all there is to this pack. Now I put a link in the descriptions and a QR code on screen that will take you right over to iXO Collections if you'd like to get this for yourself. I really hope you liked this video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up, as this does help the channel. And if you haven't already subscribed, please remember to hit that subscribe button and that bell icon, as that not only helps the channel, but will also notify you of new videos posted. Other than that, always have fun in your garage, your workshop, or wherever it is that you build your models. And until next time, thanks for watching.